If you're looking to do bachelors in Germany, this video is for you. I'm going to speak with Dhruvil, who gave his TestAS exam a few weeks back and scored 248 out of 260 all on his own. TestAS is an aptitude exam for all international students who want to do bachelors in Germany. It is mandatory for the APS certificate, and now universities have also started demanding this exam. We're going to discuss the structure of the exam, how much time do you get, how the scoring works, how long does it take to get the results. Rest of the details are explained in the video, and there are chapter markers below to help you out. Okay, so hi Dhruvil, welcome to the
Hi.
channel. Just for the audience, before we start everything about the exam, just give a introduction about yourself. Who are you and what are you doing?
So myself Dhruvil Gala. I'm planning to go for bachelors in Germany.
Why not bachelors in India?
Main reason, there is more of practical which I've heard in Germany than in India.
Don't want to give JW or something like that?
Not exactly. I was planning to give, so I was there in coaching classes and all of. But India is more what I've heard and saw in my batch and everything. India is more focused towards IT jobs in IT, which I'm not. I'm not completely into CS and IT jobs. So
Okay.
rather than going for masters, I choose to go for from bachelors.
So we'll start with the exam. We did make a video on test TS. I feel it's been more than a year since I made it, but I feel like you can
Yeah.
give much better insights into that exam. Just give an idea of what is the structure for the exam. What can students expect?
TestAS exam begins like it is a long exam, so it's better that you have enough of your sleep. It is 6 hour long exam, and have patience. Uh, it is divided into two tests: core test and subject specific module test. Core test is of 110 minutes, and subject specific is of 150 minutes around. You will have a break in between. Try carrying your lunch because they don't allow you to exit the premises. And each test, course specific and subject specific, is divided into 4 or 3 parts. And you can't switch parts in between. Like if you have done one part in a rush, it does not give you any benefit that you move on to next part.
Dhruvil here gave the paper based exam. Basically, you'll get a sheet of paper, which is your question paper. You'll get some rough sheets. He'll explain that in a while. I'm going to explain the other side, which is the digital one. Digital one is completely computer based. So you will get a rough sheet, but you would have to mark your answers and everything on a computer. Compared to the paper one, the digital exam is quite shorter. I feel it's only 3.5 hours long, and in both tests you get like a 30-minute break. I feel in between you have a 30-minute break. There's not a difference that some university prefers digital over paper or paper over digital. It's just a preference which you will choose. If you are comfortable with computer, go with computer based. If you are comfortable with paper, go with paper based. So Dhruvil, just tell me about the core test, because as far as I know it's same for everyone. Doesn't matter what subject you are choosing, the core test is going to be the same, and it is going to have the same format as well. So what is the format and what are the questions?
Yeah, so there are 4 parts in it. The first part is quantitative problem, which contains basic math, and it is nothing tough. Like you can do it very easily. It has 22 questions and 45 minutes, so enough time. Next section is analogy kind of section where there are English analogy questions. I found it to be very tricky, and it is one of the sections where I scored less compared to others.
Okay.
10 minutes for 22 questions. Then patterns, 20 minutes for 22 questions.
Okay.
There are patterns, 9 sequence, then you need to 8 sequence,
And
you need to guess the ninth one. And
okay.
the numerical series. That is 22 questions, 25 minutes. But the thing is, for the pattern and numerical series, you get 5 minutes extra for reading instructions. You cannot answer nor see the questions, only instruction. It is in the question book. The question book is very big. There is 2 pages you need to read, and there are example questions with answer and explanation. For numerical series part,
Hmm.
the instructions are very important. So
Okay.
kind of saved 4 or 5 questions in that because they give the instructions are a big hint to solve that questions.
Let's move on to like the subject specific module now. As far as I know, there are four modules to choose from, depending on what you want to do in bachelor's in Germany. What is the module you chose, and what were the questions or the sections inside that subject specific test?
Yeah, I chose engineering module. It contains three parts. Two of them are basic engineering question. Uh, but yeah, basic engineering question. But also they give you a formula sheet, so it's not a big deal. You
Okay.
just need to. They even give you the formula. You just need to apply them.
Okay.
Uh, you have enough time for it. The other part, the visualizing solid part, it's kind of the trickiest in TestAS full exam. It's most trickiest when you need to visualize solid in different angles. So
Okay. Like,
you need to practice it a lot. So timings are 60 minutes, 60 and 60 minutes for that relation of basic engineering question, and 30 minutes for visualizing solids,
okay.
which contains
Uh,
26 questions, and rest two for 60 minutes are contain 22 questions.
I feel like we should put it out there as well that this exam does not have any negative marking. You
Yeah,
get like, you answer one question right, you get 1 mark. You don't answer, you won't get any marks for that. I want to understand, like, how was the exam for you, because you were in middle of your boards, and this was like a different exam which you attempted. So how was the exam, how was the environment, what did you study, like what was the syllabus you prepared for, etc., etc.?
it is completely different exam from what we give in India, like basic exam, competitive exam. So you get lot of special attention from supervisor. So the exam hall was actually a banquet with only three supervisor and 10 students. There is no chance of copying and stuff. Uh, Also, I was minor student. I am a minor student, so
Yeah.
minor student get very special attention. You get a person to drop you off till gate and everything. Completely different experience. I actually did not prepare that long. I had my test after my English exam the next day, so I did not prepare much, but yeah, because I'm used to it. But I will suggest everyone to solve visualizing solid part a lot, practice that, and pattern and numerical series. These are three parts you need to practice because it is not you are not used to. Like, also, one more thing, which few of other students in the exam hall were trying to do, they actually attempted the question they were able to and left spaces blank. And they thought
Okay.
the 5 minutes or 10 minutes which are given for reading instructions, they would do some random marking at that question. But this is not allowed and they were stopped from doing it. So avoid doing that complete whole, like if you even want to mark any of the options, do it in that time.
Okay, and do you get like some extra minutes to mark your answers after the allotted time
No,
is done? So it's just 30
this is
minutes
the
and you have to
complete
do.
time.
Now, moving on, I want to talk about the results, because as much as the results are objective, I know there is a percentile also attached along with the
Hmm.
results. For example, here you can see that if your standard core test is 100 out of 200 and your percentile rank is 51 out of 100, which means you scored like 100 and you performed better than 51% of the students. Before I move on to Dhruvil's result, one important tip here: if you're applying for bachelor's programs and your university is asking for test AS, just make sure that you check the minimum requirements, because some universities have a minimum requirement for test AS. They will say that you need at least 110 in the core test and 120 in the subject specific test. So yeah, what are, like, just break down the entire thing for me.
I scored 127 in core test and 121 in subject specific. So approximate percentile was 99 and 97.
How long did it take you to, get the results, like from the day of the exam to
So approximately 4 weeks, yeah, not more than that.
you received it via mail, or did you get it like physically?
No, no, nothing like that. They just put it on their result like, website. There
Okay.
was no email or such.
I understand that there is no validity of the result, like it's not like IELTS that it's only valid for 2 years, right? It's valid
Hmm.
indefinitely.
It is valid throughout, and you can give it multiple times. So
Yeah.
there is no
Okay, so
limitation on that.
there is no limit on the attempts as well.
Yeah. So, but try doing it because it is 150 euros. You did not
Yeah.
not spend it.
That was the next question. Like, what? How much fees did you pay? Like, I feel like that's a very important question.
So 150 euros, approximately 13,500 plus some
Okay.
charges.
And Dhruvil, do you have anything which you want to share with students?
So just a random thing, but in India, while you marking your answers, you usually shade the whole bubble. Make sure you don't do that in test task because you need to cross the bubble. This is the mistake I did. It's an OMR sheet, but you need to cross the bubble. And if you feel that you marked option B, you crossed B option, and you feel that now it's option C. So you need to shade B and then cross to C. I found it just 2 minutes before the exam, and I was shocked. Like if I did not know this, then score
That's
would
it.
be completely zero.
One important thing here is that when you're marking in the fourth section of the core test for the paper specific paper based test is, this is kind of like the sheet which you will have. And one important thing here is that when you're solving and if you're getting answers which have multiple digits, for example, let's say तुमने solve किया and numerical series का answer तुम्हें 11 आया, वो answer नहीं हो सकता because as you can see you can only mark one time. So your answer needs to have digits which are distinct. So your answer cannot be like 11, 22, 33, something like that. It cannot have any repeating digits. For the exam, there are only few things which you have to carry. One is your ID. It should be the same ID which you register with on the website. And second is stationery to mark the questions and answers. Test AS is more about speed as well and not just about getting it right. You have to be very quick in answering the questions. नहीं तो भाई questions छूट जाएंगे and you won't be able to like score high. So I feel like that's pretty much it for the video. Thank you so much, Dhruvil.
Yeah,
I feel like
my pleasure.
yeah, because you are the first student who gave test AS, who killed test AS, I would say. You have killed it in the paper, 248. And thank you so much for doing the video with us. I feel like you have cleared a lot of doubts. And considering that there is not a lot of content for test AS or like resources for test AS, this pretty much like helps students. So
Yeah,
thank you. And all the best for your applications.